In the modern game, football managers have become almost comically disposable. The time, effort and long-term plan that go into making an appointment ultimately counts for nothing if a few bad results put everything up in the air. When Frank de Boer was sacked by Crystal Palace, just 4 league games and 77 days into his attempt to turn a Big Sam squad into the Dutch total football team of 1974, we were again reminded of the precariousness of football's top jobs. Fear not though, Frank, you're in good company. Bob Bradley, Swansea City, 85 days. The filling in a Francesco Guidolin and Paul Clement sandwich as the second of 3 Swansea City managers last season. Bob Bradley led the South Wales side for just 85 days from October to December. His own personal winter of discontent saw him lead the British game with a win ratio of just 18%, or 2 wins from 11 matches in charge. Never able to shake off his outsider status as the first American manager in the Premier League, some thought Bradley's downfall was accelerated by the stigma surrounding the USA and soccer. Ultimately though, it proved to be the right decision as Swansea secured their Premier League status for another year. Alan Shearer, Newcastle United, 51 days. The Toon Army might be lovable lads, but boy oh boy do they have a messiah complex up there in Geordieland. Just what is in the water up there exactly? With the Magpies deep in relegation, trouble towards the back end of 2008-09 season, the board in their infinite wisdom decided that the man to get them out of danger was none other than Premier League record goalscorer, Newcastle legend and match of the day pundit Alan Shearer. The appointment was made on April Fool's Day, but this was no joke, and nobody in the North East, except for Sunderland fans, were laughing when Shearer's complete lack of managerial experience was laid bare for all to see. Hashtag passion alone couldn't save the boys in black and white, and the ex-Newcastle number 9 ended up taking them down after picking up just 5 points from 8 games. Paul Hart, QPR, 28 days. Under the ownership of trigger-happy Formula 1 supremos Flavio Briatore and Bernie Ecclestone in the mid to late noughties, QPR were one of the worst offenders anywhere for premature managerial dismissals. The nadir of this particular banter era was Paul Hart, who in his first job for 2.5 years managed to piss off Briatore, Adel Taarabt, remember him, and the entire QPR fan base within the space of 5 games. The Loftus Road faithful was so disenchanted with his style of play that they booed the team off after a 2-1 win against Bristol City. When they ended the match playing 6 at the back, Hart lasted just 28 days. Reid, Charlton, 41 days. With a background rooted in coaching and football consultancy, Reid was known largely for his work at the FA before being plunged into the unforgiving world of football management at Charlton Athletic. After a spell as assistant manager, he took over the reins from Ian Dowie in 2006 but managed just 1 win and oversaw a cup defeat to lowly Wycombe Wanderers. Savaged by the media, who nicknamed him Les Miserables, Reid was sacked after 6 weeks and never returned to management. Brian Clough, Leeds United, 44 days. After winning the old second and first divisions with Derby County in the late 60s and early 70s, Brian Clough was the most sought-after manager in the land. And in 1974, he joined the biggest and most successful team in the land, Leeds United. But Clough struggled to escape the shadow left by Leeds' most successful manager ever, Don Revie, and was only in charge at Ellen Road for 44 days. The ill-fated stint was so notorious that it inspired The Damned United, a book and later a film about Clough's time in charge. Dave Bassett, Crystal Palace, 4 days. Not all of these stories are about clubs treating managers like something they'd rather not have stepped in though. After sealing back-to-back promotions from the 4th and 3rd divisions with Wimbledon, Dave Bassett agreed to take over Crystal Palace before quickly changing his mind. Just 4 days into his new gig, Bassett decided that he still had unfinished business with the Dons and took his old job up once more. Ultimately, Bassett enjoyed the best of both worlds, getting Wimbledon to the 1st division with 3 promotions in 4 years and later enjoying a successful spell as manager at Selhurst Park in 1996. Leroy Ayres, Torquay United, 10 minutes. The year is 2007. Leroy Ayres arrives in Devon to begin his second stint at Torquay United, blissfully unaware that he's about to become a record breaker for all the wrong reasons. Incredibly, Ayres was out the door before he'd even had a chance to bang his personal engraved desk sign down on the table in the gaffer's office at Plainmoor. On the same day as his appointment, Torquay were taken over by a local consortium who decided they wanted to go with Exeter City assistant Paul Buckle instead and sacked Ayres just 10 minutes after he'd been appointed. Those were Copper 90's 7 short managerial tenures. If you've got an opinion on the way managers are treated in the modern game or want to let us know about a fleeting managerial stint we missed out, let us know in the comments below.